welcome, early heads. Welcome. Welcome to all the early heads in chat. We'll be starting in a couple of minutes. In the meantime, enjoy the good old program soundtrack. And get ready for a nice chill session with your boy Yugopnik on this Wednesday, which I will do my best to make feel like a goddamn Friday. By the way, look at the number of subscribers. It's fucking hilarious. Welcome everybody. We are starting in exactly 1 minute. Let me pour myself a nice cup of coffee and I will be right with you. It is time for that Nick combined with that caffeine to hit my good old lungs / brains. Good enough, special enough, quick enough for my beautiful chatters. Starting in exactly 1 minute. Thank you to all the early heads for the chat. Welcome everyone on this beautiful Wednesday that is always a Friday with your boy Yugopnik. Apparently some beautiful chatters are telling me that a CEO was shot dead. What a interesting way, let's use that terminology here on Twitch to start our day. Holy fucking shit, what exactly happened? Let me check it out. United Healthcare Insurance CEO. Okay, no, I do not want to pay for shit. CNN, okay. Gunman at large after United Healthcare CEO fatally shot in apparent targeted attack law enforcement officials say. Is this the beginning of the end?
Wonderful. A new
Is
child
this
soldier
the
to be a
first
subscriber.
communist-induced assassination attempt in the United States in the 21st century? Maybe. Am I just pushing panic to my dear listeners? Most definitely. Thank you, Eagle M16, for the sub. Welcome, a beautiful child soldier. You literally changed it from 1984 to 1985, even though for some reason it's not switching, which is very 1984. Anyways, I'll cover that topic when I cover that topic, but it is very nice to see you all in these nice numbers. Yesterday was a very nice stream. Hopefully I can do the same to you and for you on this fine evening / morning / afternoon. Hello Kubashi, hello Ally, hello I know some stuff. Hello, Pover. Hello, Supa on that grind. It is not nice to see you all. Nothing of value was lost. I wonder how much XP the guy was worth. I mean, he very final boss energy that is dropped by every single good old CEO, if you know what I mean. Today I went to get a haircut, pretty much. I started watching a movie about France in like the 18th century and the treatment of women during that period, where basically, you shared your opinion a bit too loudly and they send you to an asylum. They just exchanged the church with science, but the treatment of women remained the same. It's an interesting film. Apparently, it's a very popular film. I don't know what the actual name in French was, but I'm halfway through and it was nice. I ate soup. Today, I literally ate 5 kilos of soup. There was leftover soup from yesterday, so I put in a 10 out of 10 hot sauce in that bitch, and it was absolutely phenomenal. So yes, I was eating soup and watching a French movie. How very, very particularly French of me to do on this day. So I got my energy levels up, even though, with that being said, we will have a very chill philosophy / theory / modern culture stream today. We're going to tackle some interesting stuff. Yesterday, obviously, we tackled everything that was happening in South Korea. It was a good day because yesterday a lot was about to happen, not good things, of course, and then a lot did not happen. DPRK, stay winning. Drop the hot sauce. I can't because it's a very local one. It's literally like exclusively produced in the city I'm in, so you would immediately know exactly where I am, which at this point many of you probably do, because let's just say I am not very good at keeping the secrets about my whereabouts, etc. Fade looking fresh, my dude. Yes, I got a nice little cut. It's decent. The guy said that my my balding has kind of stopped for now, even though you can see a little bit of space slowly being created right here. But here's to us still coping that it's just a matter of age. When it comes to the drip today, I got the rings, I got the fucking classic little tracksuit, a Lacoste one or whatever. Call me a class trader if you want. They're very comfortable and very high quality. You invest a little bit more money in them and then they last for a very long time. Yes, this stream is definitely sponsored by Lacoste. But yeah, the moment I see when I hint I'm going on meds, chat making you bold. It is interesting that you mentioned that because I literally started slowly bolding. I started slowly bolding ever since I started streaming. So there might be a direct correlation, okay? But then again, there is a direct correlation between marriage and bolding, and I've married my chat. So you're all very toxic wives that make me stress about pretty much everything. But then again, you are my sugar mamas. You're my sugar mamas, so you do feed me as well. So it's a constant fight between, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Should I stay with my sugar mama, which is like 1,000 people? Right now, it's 1,984. Yes, 1984 subs is fucking hilarious. And it actually ended on 1984 subs yesterday, which is very, very funny. But anyways, What are we going to be talking about today, my beautiful, beautiful children slash child soldiers slash sugar mamas? We're going to talk about poverty aesthetics. We're going to talk about fucking. We're going to talk about fucking. We're going to talk about that dick on dick action, dick on puss action, puss on puss action, and many other types of actions, okay? But in socialism. Why was sex better in socialism? Balkan Odyssey posted the video. I read the book. It's not a bad book. So we might touch on that. My theory is because in those evil authoritarian communist regimes, they would put pictures of Lenin and Stalin in almost every room. So when Lenin is staring you both down while you're doing the gritty, it's very important that you perform and perform very well. Otherwise, you will be judged. Okay, that is the crux of the book. Maybe it's not. Yeah, poverty aesthetics. Then we're gonna talk about what the fuck Maha is. We're gonna talk about white people in Africa trying to save it, the eternal meme. We're gonna talk about cancel culture through the prism of the only bad lesbian that has ever existed, Ellen. Indeed. And then we might touch on a little bit of politics with Israel is going to implode, on consumer culture and self-driving cars. I think it's going to be nice. You have plenty of streamers out there that cover the news, so I'm not going to be yet another of the 7 million that does basically the same thing. We're going to cover some interesting topics. Hopefully I can contribute to the conversation relatively well. Hopefully you'll learn something. Hopefully I'll learn something. Hopefully there's a little bit of entertainment being sprinkled in. Ellen DeGeneres, more like Ellen Degenerate, am I right? She's on her own. Has Ellen been revoked the gay card? Is Ellen no longer one of the beautiful people from the queer community? Hear me out. Yugopnik, Harem, Yaoi, Manga, where the whole chat is a part of that. I know some stuff. You're one of the OGs here in chat, but I am about to ban you forever. If you ever post anything that has to do with me and Yaoi, or whatever the fuck, I will feel very uncomfortable because I'm already blushing. Thank God I have the mask. Understood? Okay. Anyways, get a room, as they say. Get a room, even though I am taking it as a compliment. So, let me just do this today. We're not doing the extra gifting, etc., so that you guys don't get too cocky. Let me just set this up right here. And let us start with exactly that conversation. Why women have better sex under socialism? In my opinion, why everybody has better sex under socialism. And again, it's because there's pictures of Lenin in almost every room staring you down. So let's start it out with Balkan Odyssey. Please, beautiful mods, attach the link because we really want to shout out Balkan Odyssey, dear friend of the show, and a brilliant second best Balkan communist on the internet. You know, people are like, man, those dudes over from the Balkans, really reactionary. Meanwhile, Balkan Odyssey, Alexa from Boy, and me out here screaming about communism good, communism very good, very bad, very bad, racism very bad, very not bad, very not bad. What the fuck? Why are there explosions going on around me? MacBooks are fucking strange, I swear to God. Okay. So there you go. When you need a counter argument to xenophobic / racist people, they're like, in the Balkans, there's no normal people. You can tell them that is true, except for 3 people: Alexa, Balkan Odyssey, and Yugopnik. And then you send them links to all of all their Patreons and my subscription button here on Twitch. Does that sound like a plan? That sounds like a plan. Okay. General, child soldier reporting for duty. Long live the Gunner State. Long live the Gunner State, my brother. The dream has not been abandoned. The first step is the destruction of all ads by achieving 2,200 subscribers. After that, we will be able to start our propaganda machine properly and establish the great state of Jisrael on current British territory. But yeah, let's start. Interesting topics today. A very chill stream, very relaxed. Sit down, pour yourself one of your favorite devil drinks or religious drinks, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and hang out with your boy who will help this Wednesday feel a little bit more like a motherfucking Friday.
Women have better sex under socialism. Yes, that's socialism.
I mean, sex is reactionary up until we reach socialism. Then sex will be allowed. If you are having sex before you have achieved socialism, then you're basically wasting your time. You're basically doing counter-revolutionary activity, because anything that is that any amount of time that you're spending doing absolutely anything except doing many the revolution, being very revolution, you're a reactionary dog that deserves to be put down. Okay, sex is bad, is all I'm saying, in capitalism. But by the way, before we start, I just wanted to touch on this. The CEO of United Healthcare was shot and killed in Midtown Manhattan Wednesday morning in an apparent targeted attack as he was about to attend the company's annual investor conference. Holy shit. A law enforcement official tells CNN. This is probably going to be some like love triangle shit or whatever. I don't think there's anybody in Yankee land that has the fucking audacity to blow a CEO's brain out. Brian Thompson was walking towards the New York Hilton Hotel in Midtown Manhattan dressed in a suit and tie to attend United Healthcare's annual investor conference being held in the ballroom. None of you are safe. None of you are safe. A gunman who investigators tell CNN was masked in the freezing temperatures waited for about 10 minutes before Thompson's arrival before opening fire from 20 feet away, shooting multiple times. The gunman fled, cutting through an alley and hopping onto a bicycle, the official told CNN. Investigators are continuing to canvass the area. Police currently believe that the suspect fled to Central Park. The 50-year-old executive was shot in the chest. Responding emergency workers took him to Mount Sinai West in critical condition. I mean, United Healthcare, I hope he has a very good insurance, okay? Where he was pronounced dead, according to NYPD. That insurance didn't work out in this case, my friend. Didn't work out. We are deeply saddened. I am not going to read that, nor am I saddened. There is absolutely not even a tiny speck of love I feel to the greatest definition of a class traitor, which is the good old CEO. Let us see their reporting. Let us see how much they're going to cry about how this is horrible. What is this ad? Motherfuckers think I can go to
That's
Tokyo.
Brian Thompson right there, the CEO of United Healthcare. He was shot and killed while outside the Hilton Hotel. Let's get right to CNN's Bryn Gingras with the latest on this. I know the details are just coming in, Bryn, so what are you learning?
Yeah, that's right, John. Of course, this is still unfolding. Investigators there on the scene. But as you just described there, they believe right now this was a targeted attack. Now, let's back up to just a few hours ago this morning in Midtown Manhattan. And for reference, for people who aren't familiar, of course, with New York City, this is...
Chat, can't wait for pray for all our CEOs being dropped by CNN. Or even better, if it's an actual repeat campaign of CEO assassinations, which I'm LARPing for a second here. Of course, it's most likely not going to be. And by the way, like, these don't work. Okay, if you want to let off some steam or whatever, you do you. But these don't work. This is not necessarily revolutionary activity, in my modest opinion. But hey, who the fuck am I? But yeah, I can't wait. If for example, imagine it becomes targeted. I can already give you the PR twist that CNN is gonna start saying. It's gonna start talking about class-based violence and class discrimination and class division being yet another way through which our beautiful American Republic is being split open, which allows for our eternal enemies abroad to hurt our country even deeper. So no matter what class, they're going to melt it together. They're going to be like, no matter what race, gender, or sexual orientation and class you are, we are all Americans at the end of the day. What's up, ZVAH? What's up? What's up, Toasty Android? Comrade Internet, what's up? What's up, Big G's, man? Everybody, welcome to chat. Welcome to chat. But yeah, I'm 1,000,000% sure that would be the pitch. That would be the pitch. There was a few actually class-conscious politicians that were running for a few mayoral positions in my part of the world, and for the first time since the socialist experiments fell, could you hear people actually talking about class, and immediately all the pundits that started ranting on TV, they were literally saying like, this is just another type of right-wing fear-mongering, but now it is coming from the left. And while the right talks about minorities, race, and immigration, the left talks about class. This is the same thing, just a different paint of color that is completely directed at destroying our republic. But yeah, let me give a random guesswork here. Somebody's insurance didn't pass, so their loved one died, and they came and they killed this guy. That is most likely. Second, most likely, it's like a love triangle thing that these freaks participate in regularly. Okay. Claims to be CEO of United Healthcare dies. I live in a fairly conservative town, but even people here are in favor of the postal strike and the Communist Party support of it. Nice.
This is really not far from where the tree lighting is expected to occur tonight, in the heart of the theater district in Midtown Manhattan. We're told that Thompson
Don't you love it, Chad, that probably today at least like 10 people in New York were shot, but there's a whole ass CNN article about when a wealthy, respectable white man is killed. Indeed.
Headed to a conference for United Healthcare that was expected to happen in the ballroom of that.
The CEO put in a AI health system this year that denied 90% of claims. Jesus fucking Christ. If you have any links about more details about this freaky boy, I would love to see it.
Hotel of the Hilton.
Let me just rewrite.
There in Midtown, when there was a gunman who fired shots about 20 feet away from him as he was approaching that hotel. Again, it appears it was a targeted attack. That gunman then, according to sources telling our John Miller, fled through a back alley near a theater. Again,
me trying to talk about actually interesting topics, but for the last 2 days, but news keeps dropping that I have to cover, I guess. Well, how do you spell assassinated? With 2 asses? I mean, in the case of this guy getting killed, it's 3 asses because an ass got assassinated. Oh, my God. Let's see who gets assassinated. Very good.
Again, in the heart of New York City in the theater district, hopped on a bicycle, and that is how that suspect got away. So you can imagine right now, investigators are there on the scene. They're combing that area.
Okay, let's learn more about this man in a very, very Destiny/Vosh style by like glimpsing over articles. If you got a Wikipedia page, send it my way. That's how I'm going to look even more professional. But before we start, an ad. I canceled all of the first ones for the first 25 minutes. An ad is going to play in 1 minute and 40 seconds. Save us from literal 1984. In this case, that is watching ads. But it is also the fact that I have 1,984 subscribers right now. So for as long as that lasts, you are living in unironic 1984. Become a subscriber for $6 for free through Prime. Support your good old boy and have an adless experience while destroying literally 1984. Whoever subscribes now will be killing Orwell. You will be committing murder on Orwell by subscribing. Okay, United Health uses AI model with 90% error rate to deny care. That's fucking funny. Thank you, Yoshuki, very much for saving us from 1984. It's now 1985, and things are worse. United Healthcare, the largest provider in the U.S., allegedly using a deeply flawed AI algorithm to override doctors' judgments and wrongfully deny critical health coverage to elderly patients. And this error was probably immediately corrected afterwards, but you have to keep in mind that the fact that they are even considering doing any of this stuff, the main pitch is my girlfriend kind of works in like pharma or whatever you want to call it. Yes, I'm dating an evil poisoner of souls. They want to remove. That's at least what she heard in conferences she went to. They want to remove person-to-person judgment on whether somebody needs to get insurance because they want to remove, that little aspect called the soul, which exists in most doctors, which will actually say, "Holy shit, you do need healing." you do need help instead of a soulless algorithm that does whatever it wants to do. Call it alchemy, it's cooler. Big Pharma girlfriend and communist boyfriend, unironically. I can't wait for her to become a CEO, so she literally feeds me, but I continue doing what I love doing, which is agitate for communism, and for that to be the first cancelable offense by Yugopnik. I'm yet to do a single bad thing to be called out on in this 5-year on and off career, but maybe dating a CEO will be the first one, okay? It's all according to a lawsuit filed this week in the U.S. District. The lawsuit lands alongside an investigation by Stat News that largely backs the lawsuit's claims. The investigation's findings stem from internal documents and communications the outlet obtained, as well as interviews with former employees of Navi Health, the United Health subsidiary that developed the AI algorithm called NH Predict. NH Predict. Well, NH didn't predict much, did it? Holy shit. Okay, you're fucking with me. There actually is a Wikipedia page. That's hilarious. Let me put on my Destiny glasses. And no, chat, I'm not about to suck a dick. A fascist dick. A dick I might suck. Brian Thompson was an American businessman who served as the chief executive officer of United Healthcare, okay, until he died today. From 1997 to 2004, he worked at Price Waterhouse Cooper. Oh, that's fucking lovely. PwC, literally the fucking the poisonous stem cell at the feet of corporate America, bro, without whom they would not be able to operate. This is the closest, like PwC, Deloitte, and, you know, the Big Four, as they're called. They're the closest to a sweatshop in the classic, like, suit and tie corporate world. Because their model is literally taking like tens of thousands of students fresh out of university, underpaying them massively, overworking them like fucking crazy. 80% of them leave in the first 2 years, and then another 90% of the rest leave afterwards. And then they promote the ones that are left that are at that point turned into soulless husks that serve corporate interests above everything, so that they can repeat the whole process. But now these guys are like, I survived the hazing, so now I'm going to haze absolutely everybody else. So if you're getting out of college, don't work for the Big Four. It's literally a trap. It's an unironic trap. I know people who work for the Big Four. It's a fucking trap. Literally, it's a fucking corporate sweatshop. Don't do that shit. Probably censored in the next 30 minutes. What CEO was assassinated? A CEO was walking around in New York. A guy with a mask popped up. It wasn't me. When they say a guy in a mask, this is not what I've been doing before I started the stream. As you can see behind me, I am still in the Balkans. This is a very Balkan room, as you can see. I don't know. Or maybe I'm having green screen now. Imagine it gets swatted IRL. Yeah, indeed. Thompson joined United Health Group in 2004 and was CEO of United Healthcare government programs that included Medicare and retirement and community and state divisions. He graduated from the University of Iowa. Let's define what United Healthcare does. What is a United Healthcare? Again, through Wikipedia, because we're very edgy. United Health Group Incorporated is an American multinational health insurance and services company. So most of these health insurance companies in the U.S., I mean, they're evil for a variety of reasons, but you have to understand that health insurance cannot generate as much money as it does right now if free healthcare actually existed in the country. So it is companies like what this lovely gentleman represented that lobby the American government with insane amounts of money so that healthcare does not become basically a thing. Okay? Healthcare and corporate should not be in the same name. Nothing in corporate should be in the same name, if you ask me, but that's a conversation for another time. Yeah, so it's an American multinational. I love how it's an American multinational. I love that sentence. I love the... Sorry, I'm yap mode today, but an American multinational. A services company based in Minnetonka, Minnesota. Definitely sounds Native American, but okay. Now I'm really yapping. I apologize. Selling insurance products under United Healthcare and healthcare services under the Optum brand. It's the world's 11th largest company by revenue. Holy shit. No way. It is the 11th. Holy shit. Holy shit. 11th highest grossest company in the world. Grosses that much, quite literally and exclusively, because people in the United States do not have access to free healthcare. If there were a classic medical higher quality insurance firm, right, in a country where healthcare exists, their profit and revenue rates would probably be like 10% of what they're making now. And even if they were 10%, that would be 37,000 million USD a year worth of revenue. Do you think, chat, that would be enough? Would that be enough? It would be a lot less than 371,000 million USD, right? But I'm pretty sure they would do okay. They would be okay. The 11th spot is another American healthcare company. It's absolutely incredible. Not to be an advocate for Volkswagen or whatever the fuck, but you have a corporation that provides like goods to hundreds of millions of people, provides goods and services to hundreds of millions of people, provides electricity to literally like 1 billion plus people in China. Saudi does oil. Another one with fucking commodities, so makes phones and shit. And then health. The pinnacle of what should be defined as a human right, which is, holy shit, I have a tumor on my brain. Can you please remove it? No, we cannot, because you hadn't paid your latest installment for United Health Group. It is, to color it dystopian would be a massive underplay on what it actually is. But anyways, the company is ranked 8th on the 2024 Fortune Global 500. United Health Group had a market capitalization of $474 billion as of July 15th, 2024. So, in cases like this, decapitating the head of the snake doesn't do much, because it's the type of snake that just operates on its own even when the brain is removed, because it's run on pure evil, not logic. I live for a day when we can take these CEOs and throw them into the Colosseum with some lions. Keep your funny comment, but chat, power levels, please. Mods, remind them of power levels. Let's not all get banned. Just imagine you're saying what you're thinking. That is what I always say. But don't actually write it, because why self-sabotage, shall we, comrades? Okay? Now, let's see about the history. United Health Group has origins dating back to 74. Why wasn't it 84? It would make for such a good punchline. With the founding of Minnesota-based Charter Med Incorporated by Richard Taylor Burke. It originally processed claims for doctors. Then United Healthcare Corporation was founded in 77 to purchase Charter Med and create a network-based health plan for seniors. Became a publicly traded company in 1984. Ah, yes! Woo! Hey, yeah, baby! Yeah, baby! Oh, dude, this writes itself, bro. Come on. Give it to me, dude. Oh, yeah. It's all coming together, brothers. You can see the numbers, man. You can see the numbers. He was probably a Jew, too, brothers. Oh, my God, brothers. Fucking shit. Twitch, I am joking. I was doing a character of a conspiracy nut. No, probably conspiracy people are going to be like, he did not want the Jewish members of the board to control the company anymore, and the Jews assassinated him. Anyways, in 88, United Healthcare started its first pharmacy benefit management through its diversified pharmaceutical services subsidiary. It managed pharmacy benefits delivered both through retail pharmacies and mail, blah, 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 blah. In 1998, the company was reorganized as the holding of independent companies United Healthcare, Ovations, blah, 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 and rebranded as United Health Group. So it wasn't enough for them to only control one sector of the healthcare industry, which is already a disgusting sentence to utter, healthcare industry, but they needed to take up as many swaths of it as possible. So not only do we insure you, but when we insure you and you do get sick, we make sure you go to one of our hospitals. We make sure you utilize one of our medication. And most importantly, we then take all that money into one very large bucket, reinvested into the firm. But what is very interesting for us, reinvested in the senatorial race and governmental race of many U.S. politicians so that they make sure ain't nobody getting no health care, brother. A very beautiful and healthy system, indeed. Proprietary everything, brother. There's more corporate stuff. They're buying people. They're acquiring. It agreed to divest parts of Pacificare's commercial health insurance business in Tucson, Arizona, and Boulder, Colorado, to satisfy antitrust regulatory concerns, and also agreed to end its network access agreement with Blue Shield of California. Of course, in 2006, they acquired John Deere Healthcare. Phenomenal. So these guys also own John Deere, or John Deere Healthcare. It's not really properly explained. There was a stock option scandal when the chairman stepped down. Through 2010 and into 2011, senior executives of the company met monthly with executives of other health insurers to limit the effect of the healthcare reform law. So they were already bordering on a monopoly. They are one of the highest grossing revenue companies on the planet. Americans did the very bare minimum, Obamacare and all that shit, to make sure that their, wider population and their working wage cuts don't start dropping all over the fucking country. And these guys met with other executives of other competitors and were like, okay, we have to do everything we can to stop this, because if it happens, all of us end up losing money. There was one guy, looked like Santa Claus, lived in the 19th century and shit, and he was like, when certain classes, when you exist in a certain class, you compete with other people of that class, but you also always remember that you share. What was that thing that they all shared? That thing, it's yes, interest. Yes, interest. Karl Klaus was very correct on this, together with his boyfriend, Engels, indeed. In July 2010, Ingenix acquired blah, blah, blah. In 2012, the company acquired XL Health, a sponsor of Medicare Advantage health plans with a primary focus on Medicare recipients with special needs, such as those with chronic illness and those eligible for Medicaid. In October 2012, United Health Group, and whatever that is, one of the biggest Brazilian health insurance companies, completed the first phase of their merger. That is when they started stepping out of the United States, and they were like, Okay, let's go to normal countries now. Medicare Advantage isn't. Oh. We're now in the Joker timeline. What do you get when you ignore my insurance claims? And here we go. In 2019, Andrew Whitty. No, actually, Brian Thompson was our guy. Wasn't Brian Thompson our guy? Was our guy. I mean, our guy was shot him, but I'm kidding. What was his name? What's his name? Brian Thompson. Yes, indeed. The Tommy gun. The Tommy gun of sick people dying. So United Health announced in 22 that it would acquire LHC Group for $5.4 billion. The deal will expand its home health capabilities by combining some services with the Optum unit. They said there would be no out-of-pocket costs for shit like insulin for fully insured members starting in 2023. Oh, it only took you until 2023. Okay, should we clap, chat? Should we say thank you to the medical insurance company for giving us discounts on shit that is жизненно нужно, shit that is necessary for us to continue living? In February 22, United Health announced the acquisition of Change Healthcare, the largest health payments platform in the U.S., which the U.S. Justice Department tried to block on antitrust grounds. The sale went through by September. Holy shit. 18 months later, in February 24, the subsidiary was bought and brought completely down by the 2024 Change Healthcare ransomware attack, and the Justice Department announced that it was opening a new antitrust and Medicare overcharging probe. So they were continuously overcharging people. Despite making ransomware payments, services remained down or incomplete for months. Oh, turns out that we actually, when we give something as important as this to a corporation, it does not operate with greater expediency than when it's ran by the government, because, you see, people attack them because they want to steal their money because they have too much of it. The CEO, Andrew Whitty, was called before the U.S. House and U.S. Senate to testify about the cyber attack and DOJ concerns. In late 24, the Senate held a hearing concerning the cyber attack and United Health's response. Andrew Whitty went before the Senate stating there was both a lack of strong digital security system in place. I mean, you guys are literally in the top 20 highest grossing companies on the planet, but you didn't think it might be important to invest in some cybersecurity, eh? You know? No system in place along with an adequate backup plan. United Health revealed the hackers did gain access to patient information. Phenomenal, my favorite. But the Senate was informed the company is not yet aware of the extent of the data breach. On December 4th, 2024, United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was fatally shot outside a hotel in Midtown Manhattan in what police believe was a targeted attack. What a story, chat. What a story.
Polling video of a very popular area of New York City. Lots of cameras to pull from to figure out exactly what happened here, where that person fled to. What we understand, though, is that that suspect was actually outside that hotel for quite a bit before Thompson actually approached that hotel. So that is why at this point right now in the investigation, investigators believe this was a targeted attack. But again, a lot of questions here exactly why Thompson was targeted, who obviously this person is. Was there any help? Again, as I said, we're told through sources that he fled on a bicycle through a back alley, so it doesn't appear like there was anybody else yet involved.
Eco-friendly killing, chat. Eco-friendly killing. And not only is it the CEO, but the guy ran away on a bicycle.
But still so many questions, and we know investigators combing the scene of that area as we speak.
Incredible shit. Incredible shit. Johnson was named chief executive of United Healthcare in 21. He earned $10.2 million in the role last year. Your soul was worth $10.2 million. He's not even that highly paid for a CEO. He started at the health insurance provider in 2004 and has held multiple leadership roles, including CEO of the company's government programs division. Oh my God. CEO of the company's government programs division. Chat, what is a CEO of the company's government programs division? It's the guy that makes sure no regulation passes that can harm profits. That's what the fucking CEO of the company's government programs division. What is a potential government program that can impact United Healthcare? Yes, free healthcare. You don't need United Healthcare when you have free healthcare. Imagine you took off on one of those old bikes with the giant front wheel. Just me assassinating a CEO, indeed. The guy that bribes politicians. No, the guy that trains people on how to bribe politicians. United Healthcare is the largest private insurer in the U.S. Its parent company, United Health Group. Okay, so he's not CEO of United Health Group. He is the CEO of the original company, the seedling out of which this demon was spawned. Speaking of demons, in exactly 20 seconds, an ad will play. Save yourself from that demon by supporting the channel for $6 a month, less in some countries if free through Prime, or by gifting to those less privileged than you. I mean, Christmas is close. The ad plays in 10 seconds. Thank you. We're dealing with a very serious medical situation, United Health Group CEO Andrew Whitty said at the event. Yeah, very serious medical situation. Yeah, it's called people not having health care. Motherfucker, a tumor went up on stage and said, oh my God, the tumors, they're really bad for you. The BBC has contacted United Healthcare for comment. In a statement, a Hilton Hotel spokesperson said, the company was deeply saddened, I don't care, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, be CEO of healthcare coverage dies. It's so funny. Imagine being that much of a scum-sucking tick and only getting paid 10 mil. Was you doing it for the love of the game? Serious medical situation. My brother in Christ, your CEO, was assassinated. No, that's what he was saying before he got assassinated. Thoughts and prayers. Indeed, thoughts and prayers.
Breaking news in New York, the CEO of United Healthcare was shot and killed by a masked man near a
The chief executive of one of the United States' largest health insurance companies.
I love the twist. One of the largest companies, period. This is one of the largest companies in the entire world. In the entire fucking world. This company that only exists exclusively because healthcare is not free is one of the largest corporations on planet Earth. And yet we speak about it as if it's like it's normal for you to sell fucking bottled air to people. I used to work insurance when the Ocean Gate situation happened. Even my right-wing office co-workers were happy to see a billionaire sink. Big G.
United Healthcare has been shot and killed in New York this morning. The New York Times reported that Brian Thompson was shot just before 7 a.m. at a hotel in the Midtown district of Manhattan. Police are searching for the...
United Healthcare does sell bottled air. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. They do, don't they? They do, don't they? When you need one of those devices that pump air into your lungs, otherwise you're going to die. And for some reason, you actually have to pay for something that will save you from dying. And then you have to go to these ghouls. I mean, you have to go to these ghouls before you're dying because they're not going to insure you while you're dying.
The gunman, they believe the shooting was a targeted killing. Let me show you the live pictures quickly before we talk to our correspondent, because the police very much still there at the scene. The cordon, a large police presence there in Manhattan. John Sudworth is our correspondent in New York. And John, tell us a little more.
John fucking happy up in this bitch. Look at John tuning in. He's like,
He's our correspondent
John was the assassin.
in New York. And John, tell us a little more.
Well, as you say, Mr. Thompson was shot at about 6:45 this morning local time on his way into a United Healthcare investors meeting on 6th Avenue.
United Healthcare investors meeting on 6th Avenue. I mean, God sometimes does write poetry utilizing man's hand.
Eyewitnesses say that a gunman wearing a hoodie and a backpack fired a number of shots from a distance of about 20 feet away before making his escape by bicycle.
I mean, that I always called out Americans because you have shootings all the time, right? And for some reason, when somebody, either because of their belief system or most cases, just an insanely alienated person that wants to do mass violence because otherwise he can't be heard, why the fuck you shooting up schools and shit? Why the fuck you shooting up churches and shit? Why the fuck you shooting up malls? Like, you wanna commit suicide by cop? This is a very relatively decent option. Obviously, you should not do any of this. But what I'm saying is, if you need to shoot something up, ride a bicycle.
As you mentioned, at the moment, it looks like the police are
It was not just bikes.
treating this as more than just a random act of
Because most mass shooters are rightoids. Absolutely.
violence, as
I
something
would argue all of them. Be it under the disguise of a religion or, obviously, racism, etc., etc. Those are all rightoids.
targeted. Eyewitnesses say that the gunman appeared to have been waiting for Mr. Thompson outside the meeting venue. But this is obviously very early days. Deeply shocking news for the company itself, for the city of New York. Obviously, gun violence is part of the backdrop to daily life here in America. But New York as a city has much lower experience of that kind of thing than the national average. And this part of Manhattan in particular, this is right in the center of Midtown Manhattan, just a few blocks south of Central Park, not far from Trump Tower, a part of New York that visitors and tourists will know very well. A large police presence there in normal times, the subways and on the streets. So this is very, very unusual. And obviously now there is a major manhunt underway and a police investigation beginning.
John Sudworth, for now, they're live in New York. Thanks very much for that. Thank you.
Guys, like a guy participates in an organization that stops hundreds of millions of people from getting health care, dies, gets shot. Holy fuck. My grandpa always used to say, if I'm terminally ill, like, give me a plane, fill it with fucking with oil, and I'll ram that thing in whatever fucking direction you give me. So it would be interestingly poetic that if the person that did this was in one or another way harmed by said institution. It would be pretty crazy. Question marks. Yeah, my grandpa always fantasized about doing big terrorism. Anyways, back to the previous topic. Sex, fucking, penises and vaginas, and why is their interaction much more fun under socialism? Let us learn, let us learn, let us learn. So when, the next time, chatters, when your girlfriend asks you, why am I you're not, if your girlfriend ever tells you, why are you not doing anything to make our sex life better, you should reply with, I am trying to bring about communism. Oh. God.
Angry mustached men, dictatorial strictness, personality cults, and whatever else the average person might associate with it. That very socialism, with all of its faults and deficiencies, has provided the conditions which led to female economic independence, better labor conditions, better work-family balance, and yes, even better sex. If you're a woman or consider
Better
yourself
sexa.
a moderately progressive person while still having your suspicions and doubts about socialism, trust me, you're in for a ride with this one. Because based on all tangible
In for a ride. In for a ride. And he said in for a ride. Okay, Jesus Christ.
results of real policies
funny,
based
okay.
on raw data and opinion polls, compared to capitalism at that same time period, socialist countries have been championing and pushing female emancipation and improving women's satisfaction on all possible fronts with incredible speed.
One of my proudest moments as co-host of the Deprogram was when somebody texted me and they said, last night we did a Netflix and chill, we deprogram and chill. We deprogram and chilled. And all I can do is I'm imagining like two people going at it as me or one of the other two guys in the background, they're screaming, "It's Germany! It was supposed to be liberated by..."
And funnily enough,
Material conditions imply that... And like meanwhile it's like...
this ultimately showed in women under socialism being much more satisfied with their sex lives. On the other side of the Iron Curtain, the main impulse for most of the emancipatory policies for women in the West that we now take for granted came from the Soviet Union and other socialist states, which were the very first in human history to introduce rights and freedoms that were considered lunacy in the quote-unquote developed capitalist
The first ideology that believed in the female orgasm, communists.
world. This revolutionary impulse literally forced them to eventually keep up.
Just, there are so many subtitles on screen that I'm pretty sure the Americans in chat are getting a fucking aneurysm.
By introducing women into the labor force with certain state-sponsored protections, and thus giving them more economic autonomy, as reluctant and slow as they were to do so. All this only and exclusively because of the looming threat of communist revolution.
Thank you, Romka. Hello, my fellow socialist barbarists. Oh yes, I love that one. That's new. But also transhumanist, alien, Kamskin socialist barbarists. We are advancing the internal lore here.
But then, the collapse of state
Can you
socialism
read the Serbo-Croatians? Ali onda kolaps državnog socijalizma 1989. godine stvorio je savršenu laboratoriju za istraživanje efekata kapitalizma na živote žena. There you go. I am not actually LARPing, then I can speak the language.
in 1989 created a perfect laboratory
Ali onda kolaps državnog socijalizma 1989. godine stvorio savršenu laboratoriju za istraživanje efekata kapitalizma na živote žena.
to investigate the effects of capitalism on women's lives. Ever since, without the looming threat
Od tada, bez postojanja prijetnje jedne suparničke supersile, ne samo da su ove materijalne dobiti
of a rival superpower, not only have these material gains, protections, and social programs been progressively dismantled, but we've also seen ever more misogyny,
How many languages do you know? Around 5.
more incels, more femicides, sexual assault,
I'm
abortion
fluent in 3.
bans, instances of actual gender apartheid, and expectedly, as the compounding result of all of these symptoms, unmistakable female dissatisfaction in intimate relationships. So, objectively, with the material basis and socioeconomic empowerment that's
Holy shit, some of your chatters are expanding. I mean, we had good Lenin, bad Lenin, gay Lenin, straight Lenin, and so on. Now we have gay Stalin in chat. Everybody say hi to gay Stalin in chat. What's up, Noam Chomsky? Right now I'm looking at my chat and I have gay Stalin, Noam Chomsky, and let me get another breedable bread. Okay, never change chat. Breedable bread, gay Stalin, and Noam Chomsky. That is the community I'm building here, and I'm exceptionally proud.
socialist policies have historically provided, women simply have better sex under socialism. And the data about it doesn't lie. However, as I've explored in several videos before, that socialism of the 20th century was by no means complete, flawless, or some sort of utopia, but neither was it a tyrannical nightmare we are all led to believe. And when it comes to the lives of women in the workplace and institutions and positions of power,
Motherfucking Hassan streaming right now. I was wondering why my numbers are low, motherfucker. He's gonna speak at Cambridge Union Israel-Palestine speech, and now he's walking around the streets. We can watch that and I can react to it. It's gonna be very meta or whatever the fuck. Do you think it would be meta? Do you think it would be interesting for you to watch a streamer talk about shit in a university? That's probably what he's doing, right? Cambridge Union Israel-Palestine speech. I guess that's a thing. We can do it. Okay. Once he arrives, I'll keep an eye out for the thing. Once he arrives, it will be kino.
In the households and between the sheets, it brought a monumental improvement, unparalleled by anything else in human history. So let's take a look at the how and why. But before we come to that, let me ask you something. Is it just me, or is searching for your favorite show on Netflix while on a trip and discovering it's not available at your location?
Oh, damn, fuck yeah. How many men deep are we going into this? I mean, your mom asked the same thing, bro. Okay, sorry. It was just too perfect.
Even worse, seeing this screen on a spicy YouTube video you've been looking forward to watching, really damn infuriating. Well, it sure is for me. But worry not, because Surfshark VPN, the sponsor of today's video, has the right solution for that. Surfshark not only allows you to safely browse the internet by protecting your privacy and hiding your IP address, but also helps you to bypass all of Netflix's geo restrictions and watch content that may be otherwise unavailable in your country. And if there's something that sounds even better than bypassing restrictions, then that's changing your device's location, getting cheaper prices for plane tickets, hotel rooms, online stores, subscription services, you name it. And if that wasn't enough, you'll also get their extra subscription pack Surfshark One, which has even more awesome features like Surfshark Alert, which helps you stay informed about who might be using and stealing your online data in real time. So make sure to grab their special Black Friday offer and protect your privacy with Surfshark VPN with 4 months of free access with my link surfshark.com/BalkanOdyssey. And don't let predatory pricing or geo restrictions prevent you from enjoying the things you like. Thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring, and now back to the video. So,
let me speed this video up a little bit.
Before we jump to the reality of 20th century actually existing socialism and see just how it compares to what we have today, let's take a quick and frankly shallow glance at just how capitalism has negatively affected women's lives back then as it does now, and how that translates into, for most women at least, unsatisfying intimate relationships. So here's a quick rundown of how capitalism and class society more broadly disproportionately harms
TLDR, it's very hard to focus on giving your partner any sort of pleasure when 100% of when 50% of your daily life is dedicated to financially filleting your boss and the corporate overlord you serve, okay? I mean, you are both metaphorically and sometimes very, very literally filleting the financial account of your bosses at least 8 to 9 hours a day.
Women, with sources for further reading in case you're not immediately convinced. And trust me, it's much, much more than just a gender pay gap that many are so quick to dismiss. So, first and foremost, competitive labor markets discriminate against those whose reproductive biology makes them primarily responsible for childbearing. Only a small minority of countries have adequate support systems and protections for mothers who are, upon entering pregnancy, often left to either fend for themselves or rely on their husband's paycheck to keep her and her child, well, alive. Many employers, even in the most developed capitalist countries, are extremely intolerant of women's reproductive burdens, whether it be the monthly cycle or planned pregnancy, and often afford the bare minimum of leniency required by law, but are otherwise quite unhappy about those pesky little things getting in the way of their profits. And as we all know, profit is the first and last word in the capitalist mode of production, and such unreliability of female labor it simply cannot tolerate. The most basic of human needs, if not imposed by laws that were valiantly fought for centuries and imposed out of fear of communist revolution, would go down the drain in favor of protecting shareholder profits. But guess what? It doesn't end with pregnancy. Choose your data source and you find the same story. Unemployment and poverty plague women with children. Employers discriminate against women without children because they might have them in the future. Furthermore, in the United States in 2013, women over the age of 65 suffered from poverty at much greater rates
Jane
than men,
Fonda coming in telling Bill
dominated
Maher
those
that
in
he's
the
a
category of extreme poverty.
Well, what is this?
Jane Fonda coming in telling Bill Maher that he's a schmuck?
Wonderful. A new
Should we do this?
What was Bill expecting in this?
I'm not sure.
Thank you very much, Bionic Broccoli, for the 3 months, baby. You're absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much.
Here is Bill. Look at the notes there. Can we zoom in on that?
Yeah,
You
see if I
can't.
can zoom.
I wonder what those notes are.
Who's Jane Fonda? You're not fond of the Jane?
If 16, maybe it's just like a drink. It's like a
Fond of these balls.
drink menu.
November 17th. I can't see that. Yeah. Maybe it's some tour dates. I don't know.
Oh, tour dates. That's what it is. All right. So here's
The John Birch Society?
I had family members who were John Birch.
Really? Okay. And these were people who were happy when Kennedy got assassinated. They became the birthers. They became the Tea Party. There's about a third of this country that's very hard right. Of course they love Trump. When he left office,
Mayor on another Trump term. I'm shitting my pants. I may quit. Dude, 90% of the people that listen to you probably vote Trump, dude. Comedian Bill Meyer, whatever the fuck the old man's name is, sent in a podcast. Let me see it live. I want to see him.
Support for
So it is with Jane Fonda balls. I'm shitting my pants, Mayor said. I mean, I may quit because I don't want to do another. I did Trump. I did all the Trump stuff before today. Guys like openly saying that he just does this whole thing as a bit. I believe in nothing. I do politics as a bit. Please give money now. Evet Yakshamar. Every week he accidentally watches my show, Mayor continued. Oh my God, the sense of self-righteousness and self-worth. Using air quotes, saying the president-elect calls him a low-rating loser because you are. But I mean, I'm bored with it. Fonda, a longtime progressive activist and Hollywood actor, suggested Mayor find a new thing to do and not Trump. But Mayor suggested that would not be feasible. I mean, if Bill Mayer tries to do anything that is not Trump, he will just sound like Trump. Bill Mayer's entire career is like, I am not Trump, I dislike Trump. I will now proceed to say the exact same thing that Trump says. Aha. I also smoke weed. Am I cool, kids? I'm very cool, right, kids? Kids, please tell me I'm cool. Please tell me I'm cool, kids. Also, kill Arabs. Fuck Arabs, man. Islam fucking sucks. But I am not Trump. Trump also sucks. Mayer earlier this year signed a contract with HBO to renew his show Real Time for 2 more seasons through 26. Mayer had his first special on the network in 1989 and regularly makes headlines with his commentary on politics. I mean, everything he does is he basically reads an article and he just repeats it, which I'm doing right now, but the irony is not lost on me. He gets 2 bowls of cabbage soup while he tolls in the mines. Bill gets the back shot, not that kind of back shot, though. Islamophobia from a liberal perspective, yeah. Like socialism with Chinese characteristics, only with this guy, it's Islamophobia with liberal characteristics, bro. Absolutely incredible. Incredible. Anyways, back to sex.
Globally, women face higher rates of economic deprivation. Women are often the last to be hired and the first to be fired in cyclical downturns. And when they do find employment, bosses pay them less than men. And yes, the gender pay gap is real, despite all of the mental gymnastics performed by this or that charlatan trying to legitimize inequality. Moreover, when
Jesus,
states
what is happening with my connection, dude?
need to slash government spending on education, healthcare, or old age pensions, mothers, daughters, sisters, and wives must pick up the slack, diverting their energies to care for the young, the sick, and the elderly. Capitalism thrives on women's unpaid labor in the home because women's care work supports lower taxes. Lower taxes mean higher profits for those already at the top of the income ladder, mostly men. And why aren't the dozens upon dozens of hours of domestic labor after women come work from home actually paid? Well, because it's not an economic activity on the market. It doesn't have a concrete exchange value.
Yeah, this is the eternal meme. Women receive the right to work, but through it, they simply doubled the amount of labor they needed to participate in. Instead of being liberated from the home for the woman who chooses to be, quote-unquote, liberated for the home so that she can pursue an alternate career to that, she was simply told, you can do a career now, but you also have to continue taking care of the home. The internal contradictions of adapting any sort of societal growth in capitalism, when underpinned by the class dichotomy, you end up basically just being included in the labor force because the system needs you, not necessarily because your life standards are going to increase in any fathomably noticeable way.
Value, and it isn't sold in a wage labor relation. It's an unpaid use value that is taken for granted and conveniently remains invisible in the eyes of the otherwise omnipresent market. What's worse, it contributes no funds towards her own social security in old age, it accumulates no work experience, and creates a black hole on her resume, one that will require a lot of explaining away if she ever hopes to rejoin the labor force. To put it into perspective on just how bad things were for women up until very recently, at the same time when socialist countries were pushing for empowerment emancipation on all fronts, married West German women could not work outside of the home without their husband's permission until 1957. Laws prohibiting married women from entering into contracts without their husband's permission persisted in the United States until the 1960s. Women in Switzerland didn't earn the right to vote at the federal level until 1971.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. The Swiss out here running around telling like Central and Eastern Europeans that we're barbaric and we shouldn't come into their fucking country. Motherfuckers didn't let women vote until literally yesterday in the grander scheme of things. So fucking funny.
Only once the pressure of the socialist bloc caused progressive social uproar in the West did these rights finally get granted. But up until that point, under the capitalist system, women found themselves worse off than men.
As a woman, part of what attracted me to communist thought is definitely how women are actually viewed as equal, and it shows in the existence of socialist states. Even comparing propaganda posters between the USSR and America at the time shows such stark contrasts on how women were viewed. Yeah, but you don't necessarily even need to look at previous socialist experiments. At the core of the Marxist idea, the long-term plan the long-term vision of what we would like to see developed for us as a species is basically taking every single hierarchical definition and questioning it until the only one that can be allowed to continue existing when it comes to the relation between humans is the type of hierarchy that has justified itself at that stage, when almost all contradictions are removed, aka the doctrine / the philosophical direction of Marxism would have never been able to basically exist without